I've been in the software as a service and cloud computing industry since 2006. My first company, we provided the web operations for about 300 cloud applications, and we worked hand in hand with our customers to grow their businesses. When they grew, we grew. And interestingly, there are so many ways to grow your business that I encourage listeners to not get too concerned or focused on a silver bullet. In my experience, there's rarely a silver bullet. That said, let me share some of the many tactics that I have seen work and that you might want to be thinking about. And frankly, I think you should execute on many of these and test and learn, figure out what works best for you. One of the first ones that many of us in the industry talk about is a freemium offering, where you can give your customers either the full product, maybe for a limited amount of time, or access to the product for free with limited functionality, and then do what I call selling to a customer or selling to your users. It's a lot easier to talk to someone who's using your product about why it's so great and what they can do with it and why to buy it than someone cold off the street. So those are a couple of early tips. Related to that, search engine optimization and search engine marketing certainly have a place. I would encourage you, when you pursue those types of tactics, to really make sure you're taking a close, quantitative, and very tactical approach to implementation. If you're not measuring every little step of every little tweak on how you're either placing your ads on search engines or otherwise, you can get in a lot of trouble. And that's another environment where very small tactical tweaks can make a big difference to the outcomes. Webinars have proven to be a really high return model for enterprise types of sales, for larger sales. The challenge in webinars is doing it right and either having someone who is very comfortable presenting, very knowledgeable about product and technology, able to address a variety of different questions, and also, frankly, to support the ongoing program and awareness of having, for example, a product webinar every week or every month where people can log in on your website or sign up on your website or in response to outbound marketing campaigns online and be there and take advantage of it. But it can be a great tool. And then finally, the last set of tactics that I'd share is that the idea of particularly earlier stage companies selling into a business unit or even an individual end user and get that user to be a real champion and advocate for your offering, and then expand into a business unit and then go from a business unit into a corporate environment can be very cost efficient and very effective. Sometimes executives put a lot of pressure on going and get that big deal and bring in a big whale of a deal. But the reality is, if you're really going to win in cloud computing, software as a service, you want to grow your customer accounts. You want to focus on retention and increasing revenues and usage and adoption. And that oftentimes doesn't happen with a big splash right out of the box. So selling into a business unit or into an individual user and then migrating over to the CIO environment and the CIO organization, I've seen work very well for a number of SaaS companies.